everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Jessica, also known as Chicprofessor on Instagram, and I make videos on luxury goods, the pre-loved market, sustainable fashion, and workwear. We are in my new space. I'm excited to be filming again. This closet is still a work in progress, but it's getting there. I've got some doors on the side. I have to figure out what to do with the doors because they look so nice and they protect all my things, but they provide a little bit of a glare, so I've got to figure out how that's going to work with filming and my lighting and everything. But regardless, today is a video all about a new handbag, and that handbag is right here. This is the Strathberry Tote. So this is the largest size of the tote. It might be called the classic tote, but I think it's just called the tote. And this is in a gray color. It's a slightly different gray color than the current season because I bought this one pre-loved, but I absolutely adore the color of this. So I'm going to be going through what fits inside and what I use in my bag. It's a little what's in my bag. I've already now done the reveal, so that part is finished, and then I'll talk about my first impression, pros and cons, as well as give you some modeling shots. So let's go ahead and get started. It came in this really large box, which I think is quite substantial and nice. Definitely gives a little bit of a luxury feel to this. I should say that this bag retails at $960 US, so it is quite a bit lower than typical luxury brands, but definitely higher than that sort of mid-tier contemporary brand. So I would say it's sort of emerging into luxury, and I feel like that is an accurate description of the quality of the brand and all of that sort of thing as well. So for my initial pros and cons, this is the front of the bag. I think that this bag is really striking. That's the way that I would describe it. It's striking, it's beautiful. It says Strathberry down here, but it's very subtle. The bar is a really nice, classy touch. And then on this side, it's even more subtle. It's just got these lines, but there's no branding or anything like that. It also says Strathberry in these little rivets. And it's just a beautiful bag. It has feet on the bottom, which for me is really, really excellent. And it also has a long strap, which as I'm commuting, realizing is an absolute necessity for me. So in terms of the style and look of it, to me, it's top marks. I just think that it's structured, beautiful, classic for work, but with a little bit of a twist, plus quite functional in terms of the feet and the strap. The strap is removable, which is also really nice to have, and this is how you open the bag. This handle is a little flexible, and you just pull this over. You cannot carry the bag with it undone unless you have nothing in it, because the magnets on here are a little bit weak, and that leads me into my cons. So this is the inside of the bag. Sorry, I've got a folder already in here with my lecture for today. And this is the inside of the bag. It's like a micro suede, which is really nice. It has one pocket here and a zip pocket over here. Very classic, nice size. It does taper so much at the top that it doesn't fit a ton, but I'll explain that when we do the what's in my bag. The magnets are something I do want to address now. So there's 4 magnets, 2 on each end, and they're quite powerful. The bag wants to go together, which is nice, but they are not powerful enough if you are gonna use the strap. So if you're going to carry the bag like this, just in the crook of your arm or by the handle, they're fine. You can sort of see that where the magnets are not in the corners, it starts to come apart a little bit. And the strap is in not a great placement for that because it pulls it. But especially when you have things in it. Right now, this is empty, so it's not so bad. When you have things in this bag, it kind of gets wonky. The magnet won't stay. It kind of starts doing like this, and it kind of comes around. And so it's not awesome in terms of the design. I don't know if you can see that, but even just without anything in it, this magnet is already coming off and just kind of getting sideways, right? It goes like this as you're carrying it. So that's not as pretty, of course, and it doesn't make it quite as functional, but I basically am only ever gonna use this while I'm actually like walking and commuting. And then when I walk into my classroom or I'm taking pictures or anything where people are gonna be really looking at the bag, I'm going to be holding it like this. So it's not a deal breaker for me, but it is something to definitely keep in mind. So that's my pros and cons for this bag, and here are some modeling shots. As you can see in this, you really do have a great sized bag. Oftentimes I feel like the bags that I need for work that are big enough for work are actually quite overwhelming, but because of the tapered shape of this and kind of the classic look, I think that the size is absolutely fine and it's comfortable to carry the handle is large enough that it's comfortable to carry in the crook of your arm or by the hand, which is nice. And it is a nice long adjustable strap, which is great for carrying. It's just the bag is not super well designed for carrying. In fact, if I was to redesign this bag, I would actually put the hooks for the crossbody here and here, or maybe even at the bottom, because if it pulled from there, it would just kind of shoot up the bag and look nice. Or I would put some other clasping mechanism right here and right here. Of course, that will limit the beautiful streamlined look of it, but it would make it a little bit more functional. So now I am going to show you what fits inside as well as what I am packing in my bag. Quickly want to mention that this bag is 2.3 pounds with nothing in it. It does get quite heavy. That's probably something I should have mentioned in the cons, is it's a little bit of a heavy bag, not terrible for leather, but because of the one strap, it doesn't really distribute weight evenly, so I think it feels a little heavier than it should. Now for what fits inside. First, I'm just gonna show you how a laptop fits, even though I'm not actually gonna be carrying one, and then I'm gonna transfer over my things for the day. So, I do not have a MacBook, and I know everybody wants to know if a 13-inch MacBook fits. The closest that I have is this Asus Chromebook, and this is 12 inches rather than 12 3/4, which a MacBook is. Sorry, it's 12 inches this way instead of 12 3/4, and it's 8.5 inches instead of 9. So you can get a little bit of an idea of how something just slightly bigger would fit. This really fits without a problem, and I definitely have room to go, you know, at least an inch on either side. So a 13-inch MacBook would absolutely fit. It does get a little heavy already with a 13-inch MacBook, but it does fit. So anyway, that is how the MacBook or computer would fit. So in terms of the things that I'm actually gonna bring, here is my folder. I need to make sure, yes, it has my lectures for the day in it. So that would go there. I also have quite a few other things to pack. So I have my Porta-Pen, which has my actual pens in it and markers, as well as all of my things. So it has cords, it has headphones, it has chargers, lipstick, a flashlight, all sorts of different things are just sort of in here, and I adore this piece. So this takes over a big chunk of the bottom. I also have some sunglasses, which are quite thick. One of the other big things I carry around is my water bottle. This one is 12 ounces. So this is all the kind of crap I keep in my bag. I'm probably not gonna bring a hair tie, but what I do need to make sure I have are my wallet, which I can easily fit in this little zippered compartment. And then I also need my keys. So those are gonna go in this slip pocket. It does bulge it actually a little bit, so maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I'll just kind of throw them in. So it goes like that, and then I've got my charging case and all of these little things. So in a typical day, that is all I would carry, and the magnet is already having trouble coming together. I've put a little bit too much in it, and I can feel the stuffing there. I think it's my wallet actually, so potentially these side pockets are not really helpful. Yeah, the magnet's a little better, but it still very easily comes apart at this point now that I've put these things in it. Rearranging a bit to see if it's better. I'll put my water bottle in the middle. Okay, that's a little bit better, but again, as soon as I pick it up, the magnet comes undone. When I do this, that will help keep it together, but it just definitely means it's gonna get more wonky. Now here is the test. This is everything that I really need to carry, except that I also want to carry a change of shoes. I'm gonna guess it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna have to carry them separately, but let's see. The shoes that I'm carrying with me today are my little LK Bennett gray. Look how cute that is together, so sweet. It has this little thing. My foot is like super dirty where my foot goes in, so I'm trying not to show you that too much. But that is what I'm gonna try to carry today, and I always put them in dust bags. I have these little bags from our wedding that we had a bunch of extra that we printed, and we put our like information at the hotel, just a little kind of welcome bag, and I just have a ton of them, and so I use these as really easy, convenient kind of to-go bags. So I'll wrap that up. Whoa. I do not have high hopes, but we'll see what happens. So worst comes to worst, I will have to carry my shoes separately, which I would really love to not have to do. It should be easier slightly to fit my flats in, but honestly, these shoes are not very big, so shouldn't make that much of a difference. I'm really not sure I'm gonna be able to fit two. I take these things out. So technically my shoes fit, but there's zero chance. It's just, there's no way this is gonna go. And that looks pretty bad for the bag, so I don't think I feel comfortable carrying them that way. So I'm going to have to carry these separately, which is a bummer. So something to keep in mind is, unlike other bags that you can just unzip and kind of stuff a little bit more things in and just kind of carry open, you really can't do that with this bag, because if you carry it open, it will just collapse. So you have to be able to clasp it in order for you to hold it at all. But here's how everything fits. So that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. If you have any questions about this bag that I didn't address, please do let me know. It is an absolutely stunning bag. I think in terms of the quality, it is worth the price if you are used to paying luxury. This is about half the price. It's still really nice quality. It's a beautiful, striking bag, but it's not going to be as high quality as your typical super luxurious brands. So keep that in mind. It is a good price. If you are used to buying mid-range contemporary, I would say that some of those are better made than this particular bag, and so it probably would not be worth more than double the price point. So do keep that in mind. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.